Upcoming BRICS summit in Kazan, Russia. This is the next topic. This is the title topic. Let's discuss this event. This summit will happen in Kazan on October 22 to October 24. 34 countries have expressed interest in participating in BRICS in some capacity. We cannot ignore the growing interest in BRICS on part of many countries. As of today, over 30 countries, 34 countries to be precise, have already expressed interest in joining the activities of our group in one form or another. President Putin said at a meeting with the group's high representatives in charge of security. New notable country that has expressed interest is Turkey, which is a NATO country. Putin will have bilateral meetings with India's Modi. He will have bilateral meetings with China's Xi Jinping as well. BRICS are said to be working on currency and payment systems to replace the US dollar and SWIFT. Okay, before we get to currency, let's talk about I haven't written this down, but I want to make a point that is BRICS are also set to discuss expansion of BRICS or how to carry out the expansion of BRICS. What will be the structure? Will the founding members of the BRICS have any privileges over others, or will it be everyone equal? Will it be vote of the majority? That's what they will discuss. They will also discuss how to initiate or how to add new members to the group, where it will it be like direct addition to the BRICS bloc, or will it be like some states will become observer states first for few years and then become full members afterwards? They are going to discuss that. BRICS are said to be working on a currency and payment system to replace the US dollar and SWIFT. There are all kinds of speculation about the currency. It will be based on gold and silver, national currencies of BRICS countries, blockchain technology, etc. CBDC. There are all there's we don't know what kind of currency that will be. What we know for sure is central banks of BRICS countries, especially Russia, India, and China, have been accumulating a lot of gold in recent years. That's for sure. BRICS alternative to SWIFT mechanism will make a lot of Western multinational industries uncompetitive. With SWIFT and reserve currencies, Western countries can see all international transactions happening between countries. Of course, this is done for security reasons, but it also gives Western banks an insight in trade happening between countries. They can spy on trade between countries. Those banks can then tell their multinational industries about trading opportunities to pursue. So those Western industries and banks dominate the trade and make a lot of money. Without SWIFT, Western banks and multinational industries cannot spy on trade of countries, especially trade between major non-Western economies, as easily as before. They will make more mistakes, they will miss out on trading opportunities, and therefore lose billions of dollars of trade because of alternative to Swift payment system. Just because of that. BRICS countries are major commodities players. For example, India and Russia in agriculture, and also Brazil, uh, Russia and China in metals and rare earths, Russia and Arab countries in energy sector. These are some examples. The West will not be able to set and manipulate commodities markets according to their will with a BRICS currency and payment mechanism. Then these prices will fluctuate, decreasing the purchasing power of Western countries and their citizens, because commodity prices have been suppressed for a long, long time. That's why after US suspended the gold standard in 1971, it did not result in hyperinflation like Venezuela or Weimar Republic or Hungary or Zimbabwe like that, because they were able to manipulate inflation, shove it into investments like stock market and real estate, for example, and they kept manipulating prices of commodities for the benefit of Western financial system. Well, they will not be able to manipulate commodities markets as easily as before with the BRICS currency and payment mechanism, which means their purchasing power will be affected. This is on top of stagflation and 100% debt to GDP ratio of most Western economies, or G7 economies to be more precise, with China's BRI, Belt and Road Initiative, and India's INSTC, International North-South Transport Corridor. BRICS will also have their own trade routes, alternative to sea routes that are controlled by US Navy. Of course, INSTC is still in its early phases. China's BRI's success is unknown. The flagship project of BRI, CPEC, China Pakistan Economic Corridor, is mostly a failure because of Pakistan. So we don't know how successful BRI is, Belt and Road Initiative is. And INSTC is still in early phases. And these corridors, Indian and Chinese trade corridors, they are not directly connected to one another. They have countries that are part of both, and therefore they are indirectly connected, but they are not directly connected. But the point is, BRICS will have a trade corridor or multiple trade corridors, trade routes that are not controlled by the West. So, trade routes, independent trade routes, independent currency, and independent payment mechanism, independent commodity commodity markets. This will this will slowly unlink or delink Western dominance or Western control over the trade, which is trade routes, control over currency and payment mechanisms, and commodities, natural resources, right? With the slow decoupling from the West of BRICS currencies, a multipolar world will emerge because no one trading bloc or no one country will have or will be able to control trade routes and payment mechanisms and payment currency. So no one country will, or particularly United States, to be more specific, will have a monopoly on trade. That's the multipolar world. Before, in the Cold War, you were either plugged into the American system or you were part of the Soviet bloc and therefore not plugged into the American system. With the collapse of the Soviet Union and the emergence of a unipolar world, with US as the only superpower, countries had no choice but to plug into the American trading system. And therefore, America had a monopoly, and they still do have a monopoly on trade. And that monopoly will slowly transform into a duopoly or many players.